The day I found the messages, my world shattered. It was a normal Tuesday evening. My wife Sarah was asleep, her phone buzzing on the nightstand. Usually I'd ignore it, but something compelled me to look. The screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize, and a message that made my blood run cold. Stop thinking about last night. My heart pounded in my chest as I unlocked her phone, a password she had shared with me years ago, a symbol of our trust. What I found was a history of betrayal, a secret life I had no part in. Texts, photos, plans. It was all there. It's a man from our office. They'd been seeing each other for months. I felt a wave of nausea. This was Sarah, my high school sweetheart, the woman I had built my life with for over a decade, the mother of our 2 beautiful children. How could this be real? I scrolled through the messages, each word a dagger to my heart. They talked about their future, about feelings that were supposed to be reserved for me. I quietly closed the phone and placed it back on the nightstand. I didn't sleep that night. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our marriage. Were there signs I missed? Was I not enough? The questions echoed in the silence of our bedroom. The woman lying next to me felt like a complete stranger. The trust that had been the foundation of our family was gone, replaced by a gaping void of doubt and pain. The next morning, the air was thick with unspoken words. I couldn't look at her without seeing those messages. I waited until the kids left for school, my hands trembling as I held my coffee. Finally, I broke the silence. "Sarah, we need to talk." I watched her face as I told her what I'd found. The initial shock gave way to a flood of tears and stammered apologies. She confessed everything, her words tumbling out in a torrent of guilt and regret. She said it started as a friendship, an escape from the stress of work and home life. She felt seen, she said, in a way she hadn't in years. Her explanation didn't ease the pain, but it added a layer of complexity I wasn't prepared for. Was our marriage broken long before this affair began? Had we become so lost in the routine of parenting and paying bills that we had forgotten how to be partners? What? The why was almost as painful as the what. Confronting the truth was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. The path forward was unclear. Divorce seemed inevitable, a clean break from the wreckage. But then I'd look at our children, innocent and oblivious, and the thought of tearing their world apart was unbearable. We decided to try counseling, not necessarily to save the marriage, but to understand how we got to this point and to figure out how to co-parent with respect if it came to that. The journey has been agonizing. There are days filled with anger and resentment, and moments where a sliver of the old connection reappears, making everything more confusing. Rebuilding trust feels like trying to reconstruct a glass statue that's been smashed into a million pieces. Some days I think it's impossible. Other days, I see a glimmer of hope. I don't know if our marriage will survive, or if it even should. What I do know is that this crisis forced us to confront a painful truth. Our picture-perfect life was an illusion, and now we have to decide if we have the strength to build something real from the ruins. This journey is far from over, and I'm sharing this not for sympathy, but for anyone who has ever felt their world fall apart. You're not alone. Thanks for listening.